This is Anthony Nunez, and for today's video I figure I would start a little mini series where randomly I'll shoot a video about one of my current struggles. So obviously I'm a young entrepreneur, I'm in my lower 30s, and there's going to be struggles, and I think these videos will be great to look over in the future for future entrepreneurs. And when I talk to my son, and I can look over the growing pains of being an entrepreneur. And these questions are probably questions that other people might be having as they're trying to venture off and do their own thing. So one of the questions that I have, or one of the problems that I'm trying to work around, is when is it time to hire an assistant? And I think that that's a question that many people at some point, if they're doing a business venture, are going to consider. When is it too much for just one person to handle? So I reached a point where I saw that I had 100,000 emails. And of course, it wasn't all real estate related, but it was my first job, which is teaching. It was real estate. It was personal. It was the different organizations I'm involved with. So at that point, I was like, okay, this is getting really crazy. It'll take me a few hours just to even clear up my inbox. So it made me think, how can I get an assistant? What would I have this assistant do? What are the initial process? So I know some general rule of thumb. So I know that in general, if you're hiring an assistant, people tend to look for someone making at least 3 times their earnings. So if I'm paying someone $10 an hour, which is below the minimum wage, so I'd have to pay them more than that, I would try to earn $30 an hour for that $10 an hour of work, right? So that I can pay them and still have other money so that the business can grow and that I can profit from. But that's a rule of thumb. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be that way. Then I had this issue where you got to try to find quality work, and you had a limited budget, and for what I need, I would need someone that talks both English and Spanish. So right there you have a premium, and you have a limited amount of people that can do both well and can use technology, because I would need someone that knows how to use, for example, the Google platform, and we can communicate via Google Docs and all those tools. But I would need someone to, at the very least, take in calls both in English and Spanish. And there's softwares out there that could probably handle the job, but then you got to deal with a foreign person where you could hear the accent, and it wouldn't be genuine in me to say that I would want that, because I hate that. I hate when I get on the phone and it's somebody from a different country that the accent is very, very thick to the point that I'm struggle to understand. So I have nothing against those people. It's just that when I want something done and I want help, I don't want to deal with so many hurdles with the person that's trying to help me. In that process, when I was considering the money that it would cost to hire a virtual assistant, setting them up, forwarding my calls to some Google number or something along those lines, I said, I don't know if I want to do that, because also I might need help with mailouts, something as simple as mailouts. Or I might want the person to do more than just real estate. Maybe it's, grade multiple choice or something, or print out an assignment for my day school job, or something that's going to alleviate the pressures of working multiple jobs and having a family and all that stuff. Even something as simple as making phone calls for different camps for my kids so that they can play a sport would be something I would want the assistant to do. So it's a current struggle, and I'm sure that many people that are entrepreneurs early on struggle with that moment where they know they have to expand, and how do they do it, right? And once again, that there's softwares out there that can help, but they're not always easy to use. I have, for example, there's some CRM websites that they can get you leads. They can quote unquote filter the leads, which I'm struggling with that already with the few CRMs that I've used. And then, pay. Like, you want to pay someone, you want to do something on the up and up. At least I would want to do something on the up and up. You want to pay someone legally and minimum wage, etc. Even something as simple as which softwares to use to properly do that and to properly account for the taxes without making a mistake that I could get penalized by the IRS for something that truly was error. I even tossed around the idea of possibly doing performance bonuses where I pay bare minimum wage and then per deal that I close, maybe I can toss out a percentage. But those are all challenges, challenges. And there's no guarantee in real estate that you're going to make money. Right now, the economy is at a funny situation where we might have peaked in the real estate market and we might be flattening at the moment. So who knows what the next year will look like in real estate? Will it be as good as the last 2 or 3? Who knows? And ultimately, I think that the struggle that I'm going through with figuring out when to hire an assistant, how to hire an assistant, what systems to use to better work with the assistant are struggles that really show my background of poverty, because there's very limited amount of people that are doing what I want to do. So there's only a handful of people that I could possibly even go to that have done this before. So I think it showcases some of the struggles of any person coming from low socioeconomic status and working their way up the system where there's struggles and you're limited in who you can go to, and you struggle with putting your limited resources in a basket that may not lead to a positive outcome. Now you will learn, so that obviously I will learn. Even if I fail, I'm going to learn, and I'm learning now just by asking questions how to go through this problem. But I figured I'd do a video because number one, I might get some answers. I might get a lot of feedback, which I might appreciate. And I also will continue to learn and post these videos. And my kid and I will laugh about it in the future after I resolve this problem and this temporary hurdle.